What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my picks for MLB Wednesday, September 9th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's MLB slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, let's take a look at this 9-game main slate. So at the pitcher position, I'm going to pay up here. I like Clayton Kershaw pitching against a low salary batting team, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Clayton Kershaw is only giving up a .560 OPS versus lefties, and the Arizona Diamondbacks have only hit 21 of his last 100 pitches, only batting a .210 batting average versus Clayton Kershaw. So he's facing 3 lefties, 3 righties, and 2 switch hitters, but Clayton Kershaw pitches well to all hands, and he's 11,000 FanDuel salary and 500 less on DraftKings. He has an ERA of 1.50. He's 5-1 this year, pitching an average of 90 pitches per game, averaging 43 fantasy points per game. He scored 52, 40, and 61 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Clayton Kershaw here versus the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, let's take a look at the first base position. I like Ryan Mountcastle with an 11% batting advantage over Rick Porcello. Ryan Mountcastle is batting a .933 OPS versus righties, and Rick Porcello pitches his worst ball versus righty batters, 9% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .846 OPS versus righties. There's no at-bats versus Porcello yet, and he's 3,300 FanDuel salary and 300 more on DraftKings. So I like Ryan Mountcastle here versus Rick Porcello. Okay, let's take a look at the second base position. I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Nick Madrigal with a 28% batting advantage over a low salary pitcher, JT Brubaker. Nick Madrigal is batting 49% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .972 OPS versus righties. And JT Brubaker, he is pitching pretty well versus righties, only giving up a .569 OPS versus righties. Now there's no at-bats versus Brubaker yet, and he's only 2,400 FanDuel salary and 1,000 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 8 fantasy points per game. He scored 15, 0, and 10 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He's got a really good batting average so far this season. He's batting a .391 batting average, although he is batting 9th in the batting order. I like Nick Madrigal as a nice value play here versus JT Brubaker. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's take a look at the third base position. I like Jeff McNeil with a 45% batting advantage over Jorge Lopez. Jeff McNeil is batting 14% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .923 OPS versus righties. And Jorge Lopez, he pitches his worst ball versus lefty batters, 31% worse than his other pitches, giving up a .006 OPS versus lefties. There's no at-bats versus Lopez yet, but Jeff McNeil is only $2,800 FanDuel salary and $700 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 9 fantasy points per game on the season, but he scored 25, 32, and 25 fantasy points in the last 3 games, so he's on fire. So I like Jeff McNeil here versus Jorge Lopez. Okay, who do we have at the shortstop position? I like Chris Taylor with a 6% batting advantage over a low-salary pitcher, Taylor Clark. Chris Taylor, he's batting 3% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .780 OPS versus righties. And Taylor Clark, he throws 3% worse versus righty batters, giving up a .786 OPS versus righties. So they're not eye-popping splits here, guys, but Chris Taylor is 1 for 3 with a 1.583 OPS versus Clark. That one hit is a home run, and he's $2,700 FanDuel salary and $2,000 more on DraftKings. Chris Taylor has averaged 9 fantasy points per game on the season, scoring 19, 6, and 16 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Chris Taylor here versus Taylor Clark. Okay, moving on to the outfield position. I like Michael Conforto with a 46% batting advantage over that same low salary pitcher, Jorge Lopez. Michael Conforto is batting 15% better versus righty pitchers. He's batting a .959 OPS versus righties. And Jorge Lopez, as we know, throws his worst ball versus lefty batters, 31% worse than his other pitches, giving up a 1.006 OPS versus lefties. Michael Conforto is 1 for 1 with a 2.000 OPS versus Lopez. He's $3,200 FanDuel salary and $1,600 more on DraftKings. He's averaging 12 fantasy points per game on the season. He scored 0, 22, and 28 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So I like Michael Conforto here versus Jorge Lopez.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this MLB slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.